죄송합니다. 좀 전에 그게 기기가 예상치 못하게 꺼지면서 영상이 끊겼는데요. 그럼 여기서부터 다시 읽기 시작하겠습니다. I figured he was about to toss us into the snow, but then Dahlia stepped forward and did something very weird. She snapped her fingers. The sound was sharp and loud. Maybe it was just my imagination, but I felt a gust of wind ripple out from her hand across the room. It washed over all of us, making the banners rustle on the walls. Oh, but we're not visitors, sir, Talia said. We go to school here. You remember? I'm Talia, and this is Annabeth and Percy. We're in the 8th grade. The male teacher narrowed his two-colored eyes. I didn't know what Talia was thinking. Now we'd probably get punished for lying and thrown into the snow. But the man seemed to be hesitating. He looked at his colleague, Miss Gottschalk. Do you know these students? Despite the danger we were in, I had to bite my tongue to keep from laughing. A teacher named Gottschalk? He had to be kidding. The woman blinked, like someone had just woken her up from a trance. Yes, I believe I do, sir. She frowned at us. Annabeth, Talia, Percy.
Good boy.
What are you doing away from this gymnasium? Before we could answer, I heard more footsteps, and Grover ran up, breathless. You made it! He stopped short when he saw the teachers. Oh, Mrs. Gottschalk, Dr. Thorne, What is it, Mr. Underwood? Said the man. His tone made it clear that he detested Grover. What do you mean they made it? The students live here. Grover swallowed. Oh, yes, sir. Of course, Dr. Thorne. I'm just so glad they made the punch for the dance. The punch is great, and they made it. Dr. Thorne glared at us. I decided one of his eyes had to be fake. The brown one? The blue one? He looked like he wanted to pitch up to the castle's highest tower. But then Mrs. Gottschalk said dreamily, Yes, the punch is excellent. Now run along, all of you. You're not to leave this gymnasium again. We didn't wait to be told twice. We left with a lot of yes ma'ams and yes sirs and a couple of salutes just because it seemed the right things to do. Grover hustled down the hall in the direction of the music. I could feel the teacher's eyes on my back, but I walked closely to Talia and asked in a low voice, How did you do that finger snap thing? You mean the mist? Hasn't Sharon shown you how to do that yet? An uncomfortable lump formed in my throat. Sharon was our head trainer at camp, but he'd never shown me anything like that. Why he'd never shown me anything? Why had he shown Talia and not me? Grover hurried us to a door that said gym written on the glass. Even with my dyslexia, I could read that much. 다이슬렉시아는 그 뭐냐면요, 난독증이에요. 대부분 데미가즈는 난독증이 있는데 그 왜 그러면 그 그리스 글자를 읽는데 그 익숙해져 있어서라고 하네요. That was close, Grover said. Thank the gods you got here. Annabeth and Dahlia both hugged Grover. I gave him a big high five. It was good to see him after so many months. He'd grown a little taller and sprouted a few more whiskers, but otherwise he looked like he always did when he passed for a human. A red cap on his curly brown hair to hide his goat horns, baggy jeans and sneakers with fake feet to hide his furry legs and hooves. He was wearing a black t-shirt that took me a few seconds to read. It said Westover Hall, Grunt. I wasn't sure what that was, like Grover's rank or maybe just a school motto. So what's the emergency? I asked. Grover took a deep breath. I found two. Two half-bloods? Talia asked, amazed. Here? Grover nodded. Finding one half-blood was rare enough. This year, Chiron had put all the satires on emergency overtime and sent them all over the country, scoring schools from 4th grade through high school for possible recruits. These were desperate times. We were losing campers. We needed all the new fighters we could find. The problem was there just weren't that many demigods out there. A brother and a sister, he said. They're 10 and 12. I don't know their parentage, but they're strong. We're running out of time, though. I need help. Monsters? One. Grover looked nervous. He suspects. I don't think he's spotted them yet, but this is the last day of term. I'm sure he won't let them leave campus without finding out. It may be our last chance. Every time I try to get close to them, he's always there blocking me. I don't know what to do. Grover looked at Talia desperately. I tried not to feel upset by that. Used to be, Grover looked at me for answers, but Talia had seniority. Not just because her dad was Zeus, but Talia had more experience than any of us with fending off monsters in the real world. Right, she said. These half-bloods are at the dance? Grover nodded. Then let's dance. Who's the monster? Oh, Grover said, then looked around nervously. You just met him. The vice principal, Dr. Thorne. 자, 그러면 퍼시 잭슨은 이번엔 여기까지 읽어봤는데요. 그게 굉장히 벌써 약간 여러분들을 끌어당기게 하는 약간 그런 긴장감과 오하는 느낌이 있으실 거라 믿었습니다. 이게 퍼시 잭슨이 굉장히 좋은 시리즈고, 그게 그런 좀 전에 말씀드린 챕터들도 굉장히 웃기고, 거기 나오는 그런 장면들도 휴머가 넘치면서 그런 진지함과 작가의 대단한 세계관과 상상력이 들어있기 때문에 굉장히 추천하는 책입니다. 그러면 여러분, 다음에는 더 재밌는 책으로 돌아오겠습니다. 안녕. 지금까지 책 읽어주는 누나였습니다.